Okay, bougie kiss, all right? Hi, everybody. Hey, you guys. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Because you already know the realist is subscribed. The realist is already subscribed to mama, all right? So let's just jump right into it. You already know what I'm about to say because we love a businesswoman. We love a businesswoman. And a businesswoman got to promote herself, okay? So if you are interested in one-on-one coaching with yours truly, click the link to my website. It is listed in my description box down below. Please be sure to read the disclaimer in full. It's easy for you. It's easy for me. And it answers majority of the questions that you may have before booking. So be sure to read the disclaimer. Thank you. Love you. All right, y'all. Impromptu video. I'm loving, you know what, honestly, I really love when I get the gumption to make an impromptu video. It's always like, y'all, I can't even, I'll just put it like this. When I feel a fire under my ass and I have something on my heart and I have to say it, I have to say it. I cannot wait. Like, I'm not going to sit on a subject matter. If it came to me and it presented itself in my subconscious, I'm going to make it present to you guys, okay? So I had this thought last night, and I know that in the past I've made a video about your desires being realistic too. So this is gonna kind of be like a piggyback off of that. But and y'all tell me if this happens to you guys as well, okay? Because I love sleeping, all right? Much like anyone else, as much as I can imagine somebody else loving sleeping is how much I love sleeping, all right? And for me, personally, when I am asleep, my subconscious be doing a lot of magical shit. It do a lot of magical things, and it brings a lot of messages forward towards me. It brings a lot of clairvoyance, for lack of better wording, I guess. And like, y'all know I'm a little spiritual and stuff like that, you know. Y'all know I'm a witchy, witchy bitch and all that stuff. So, you know, I feel like I get messages. And I was thinking about this last night. I think it was probably like right before I was going to bed, and I don't know exactly what triggered it. I'm really not sure. But I was just thinking about how, like, you know, the majority of society, right, is already taking the wrong road. The majority of the people who are on this physical plane in this day and age, they are already congesting that road of the unwanted, the negative, the nastiness, all the shit that we were once accustomed to, right? So that is the most popular road, okay? Which means it's a traffic jam on that road, which means that there's more cause for accidents, which means that there's more cause for harm, obviously, and it definitely predominantly does not end positively. Like, you never hear about somebody talking about their life like shit, or continuing to see themselves as a victim and ending in a good story, in a good way, right? So think about how our society is predominantly taking that congested, nasty, hectic, traffic-filled road, right? So think to yourself for a second. If I know that this road is extremely problematic and congested, y'all like my hat? Anyway, why would I want to take it for myself, right? If I have the road on the right, there is no traffic jams. There is nothing in the way. It's the road less traveled by, okay? It's the road that nobody else knows about. It's the road that seems most clear to me because I literally just I see sunshine. I see no potholes. Easy breezy driving down the highway. Why wouldn't I want to take that road? Why wouldn't I want to travel the road less traveled by? Because I'm going to get to my destination 10 times quicker than the people who are in the congested traffic jam lane with all the nasty, icky, gushy shit that I don't even want for myself in the first place. So why am I questioning it? It's a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer that I'm going to get on the road that's going to lead me to my destination quickly, happily, and safely. Right? Now, as I had this thought, it also kind of segued into another thought for me. And I was kind of thinking about how, you know, it's really strange how society has fed us these ideas. And it's really weird how if you think about a circumstance that is negative If you think about money from the perspective of it's hard to get, if you think about your desire from the perspective of it's hard to get, this is unattainable, that is deemed as normal, and that is deemed as realistic. And that is deemed as like, you know, you got to be realistic about things. You got to be realistic about your desires. But to me, in retrospect, thinking in that format seems really unrealistic to me. That seems really, because if you think about it, right, they set you up in life. They tell you from the time that we're born, right, we're supposed to make something out of ourselves. And we're supposed to be these great people. We have all of these things, these cards that are stacked against us. And they just throw us into the world and they say, okay, yeah, everything is shitty, but you still got to make something out of yourself, right? How realistically does that sound? You're putting me in a world. You're giving me negative information. You're giving me negative programming to start. And you're saying that I'm somehow supposed to make it to the finish line with this thinking in hand, right? That does not sound realistic to me. That actually sounds like a hindrance. That actually sounds like a pit stop that I don't even need to take because it's not even going to benefit me anyway. So realistically speaking, wouldn't it realistically make more realistic sense to think about everything from the perspective of I already have it? Because I already know that I do. But it's weird when you think about that term realistic. When you think about realistic, it doesn't even really make any sense when you look at the world and the way that they utilize the word realistic. So like you're telling me that I need to be realistic about my life, and y'all's definition, the world's definition of realistic is, you know, money doesn't grow on trees. Things don't always go your way. Nothing really works out the way you want it to, and you expect me to, but I'm still supposed to make it to the finish line and with my goals. That in of itself, since we talk about logic all the time in this community, right? And that's a subject matter that always comes out. That in of itself is very extremely illogical. And this is why I'm bringing this up. Because when I think about things like this, I really get to the sweet spot of what I like to call the sweet spot of manifestation, okay? This is a sweet spot for me because I've been thinking about this for some hours now. It don't make no damn sense, realistically, to be thinking negative about the shit that you don't want. It doesn't even, and I think about this because I think about my aunt, okay? My aunt was an amazing woman, God rest her soul, right? Love her down to the floor. She was the best, right? She was always about doing things the smart way. And this is like the last, this is like the third part of my whole little epiphany moment that I'm having right now, right? The realistic shit. I would think about how my aunt would always say, work smarter, not harder. She will always say, be smart. Don't be dumb. Be smart. Make things easier for yourself. That was her whole entire motto, right? And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, so one way that I can be a lot smarter. I'm gonna roll my hat up a little bit. Okay. So I'm thinking to myself, right? Okay, a surefire way to be a lot smarter than the mass majority of the people who are walking around here wanting shit but thinking against it. Oh, the surefire way to be smarter than those people is to be thinking like I have it. And in turn, here's the best part. Here's the best part. In turn, thinking like I have it cuts out the middle. Thinking like I have it reduces the work for me. Like I don't even have to actively do anything because my subconscious is going to do the work and let everything unravel for me. So I don't even have to do any labor. My only job is to deny my senses, not give and co-sign my power away to the temporary 3D reality, persist, and just get my shit. And I feel like when you say persist, sometimes y'all think that means a long parallelly time. It don't have to mean a long parallel. You are deciding. You are the decision maker. You are the vessel. Okay? You're the vessel. So when y'all hear the word persist, I don't want y'all going the fuck crazy because I feel like y'all just be going crazy and thinking that everything has to be an uphill battle. Moment by moment, everything is up to you. So if I ask you right now, do you have a 3-story mansion in Malibu, California? If your answer is yes, you have it. Okay, this is not the law of the 3D. This is the law of assumption. Law of the 4D is what I like to call it. Okay, not law of the 3D. But at any rate, yeah, my aunt was so hell-bent on always saying, be smart, don't be dumb. And you want to know something? To me, thinking against something that I want sounds very dumb. Sounds absolutely astronomically stupid. It sounds like the biggest waste of time, because the time that people spend harping on what they don't like about their life, harping on the fact that they don't get what they want, they are literally continuing to feed that narrative and allowing it to expand. So if you ask me, what is realistic is believing that money grows on trees. What is realistic is knowing that everything works out for me exactly how I want it to at all times. To me, that is extremely realistic. Okay? Because if I don't want something, it doesn't hold power. If I don't want something, I'm not going to give my attention towards it because I'm already knowing that it's not something I want to experience. So why would I give it a life source by plugging it in the wall? Okay? So this is what I'm telling you. You need to start thinking beneficially as extremely realistic. When you think of $100 million, easily attainable. When you think of your SP, already got them. When you think of your perfect self-concept, already attained it. That is realism, because that is what you want your real life to consist of. Duh. If I want my real life to consist of these things, well, realistically, shouldn't I be thinking about the things? That's a realistic thought. Yeah, it's realistic. It's what I'm experiencing. It's what I'm going to experience. It's what's pushing out. It's very fucking realistic. You've just been lied to. But you don't have to adhere to that thinking anymore. You don't have to adhere to the rest of the world's thinking. Let them be dumb on your behalf. Let them clog up that traffic lane. Let them get into car accidents with one another. Let them get out the car and fight and bicker, and look at you just easing down the motherfucking yellow brick road, and you got the trophy. Because we taking the road that's empty, and they're so preoccupied fighting, struggling, all this other stuff we don't even know anything about because we're already at the end of the line. It's law of the 4D, not law of the 3D. And it's realistic to be focusing on what you do want. It's realistic. And it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense to be focusing on what you do want. Okay? This was all over the place. I don't even care though, because the best videos of mine be all over the place. Because they're authentic. They be coming from the heart, baby. I'm speaking to you from the heart. Because I really want y'all to understand that the bullshit that you've been fed is unrealistic. So start thinking about the negative as unrealistic, y'all. It just went off. It was like a light bulb went off in my head. And I'm like, this is unrealistic. The negative stuff that's extremely unrealistic. Because we weren't put here to just suffer, pay bills, and die. We were not, me and you, my collective that's watching this, we were not put on this earth to struggle, pay bills, and die. You do not bear the image of a God that wants to see you oppressed. God is within you. God wants to see you win. Or whoever you identify with, Allah, higher source power, whatever you, yourself, whatever it is. Everyone is in your corner. Everyone is rooting for you. Everyone wants you to win. And that's realistic. All right? Oh my God. If you guys don't already, make sure that you follow me on Twitter at It's Her Universe, and also make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok at TiffriahGrande. I make all types of content. Y'all gotta keep up with me. Like, baby girl been on some podcasts within the last few weeks. Like, I've been working and doing stuff. Like, y'all gotta keep up with the. I'm trying to vogue, but it's not working. But you know, keep up with the content. Keep up with the content. Keep up with the content. And be realistic. And until next time. You know that I love you. 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 I love you.
Switching